Have you ever wished you could build muscle while doing absolutely nothing? I mean, imagine this. You're lying in bed, fast asleep, and your body is actually rebuilding, repairing, and growing stronger without you even realizing it. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the truth. If you're not giving your body the right nutrients before you go to sleep, you're missing out on one of the most powerful windows of muscle growth that exists. Tonight, we're going to talk about exactly how to change that, and by the end of this video, you'll know the 2 vitamins that can literally help you wake up stronger along with everything else your body needs to turn your nighttime rest into a muscle-building powerhouse. You've probably heard it your whole life. Get some sunlight. It's good for you. But what if I told you that the sunlight vitamin D, isn't just for bones or immune health, but actually plays one of the most powerful hidden roles in muscle growth and strength? Especially as we age, vitamin D becomes the missing link between feeling sluggish and feeling strong, between slow recovery and waking up ready to move again. When we talk about building muscle while you sleep, vitamin D is the quiet force working behind the scenes, making sure your body's repair systems are turned on, your hormones are balanced, and your muscles are primed for recovery. See, when you exercise, you don't actually build muscle, you break it down. The tiny tears that happen in your muscle fibers during a workout are like little requests for your body to rebuild them stronger. But for that rebuilding to happen efficiently, your body needs certain nutrients ready and waiting in your bloodstream, and vitamin D is one of the most important. It helps regulate how your body absorbs calcium and phosphorus, both critical for muscle contraction and strength. But it also goes much deeper. It influences how your body produces and uses testosterone and growth hormone, which are the master keys of muscle repair and energy. As we move past our 40s, our ability to synthesize vitamin D naturally from sunlight starts to fade. The skin becomes thinner, less efficient, and even if you're spending time outdoors, the amount your body can convert into usable vitamin D is often too low to support full muscle recovery. Add to that the fact that many people avoid direct sun exposure or use high SPF sunscreen for good reason, and what you end up with is a silent deficiency. It doesn't show up overnight, but over time you notice that your energy dips, your muscles feel weaker, your balance gets worse, and your recovery takes longer. You may even find yourself sleeping but still waking up tired, sore, or stiff, and that's often because your body simply didn't have the tools it needed to rebuild overnight. Vitamin D acts like the master switch for muscle function. Inside your muscle fibers are receptors called VDRs, vitamin D receptors. When vitamin D binds to them, it triggers a cascade of signals that increase protein synthesis, improve calcium flow, and help regulate inflammation. Without enough of it, your body struggles to activate those processes. That means slower healing from workouts, weaker contractions, and even reduced coordination. Research has shown that older adults with sufficient vitamin D levels have stronger legs, better grip strength, and a lower risk of falls compared to those who are deficient. It's not a magic pill, but it's close to one of nature's simplest, most powerful tools for maintaining muscle as you age. Getting enough vitamin D isn't as simple as spending 10 minutes in the sun, especially depending on where you live, the time of year, and your skin tone. During the winter months, or in areas with limited sunlight, your body's production of vitamin D can drop dramatically. And since vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning it's stored in your body's fat tissues, if your diet is low in healthy fats, you may also struggle to absorb what little you're getting. That's why pairing vitamin D with a small amount of dietary fat is crucial. For example, taking your vitamin D supplement with dinner, especially one that includes olive oil, avocado, or salmon, can dramatically improve absorption. Speaking of salmon, food is another way to boost your intake naturally. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are some of the richest sources of vitamin D, and they come with the added benefit of omega-3 fatty acids, which further support muscle recovery and reduce inflammation. Egg yolks, fortified dairy products, and mushrooms exposed to sunlight can also provide modest amounts. But here's a detail most people miss. Your body can't use vitamin D efficiently unless you have enough magnesium. Magnesium activates vitamin D and turns it into its usable form in the body. Without it, you can take all the vitamin D you want, but it just sits there inactive. Magnesium also plays a key role in relaxing muscles, calming your nervous system, and improving sleep quality, so the two nutrients work hand in hand to help your body recover at night. Imagine you're preparing your body for a restful night. You've had a healthy dinner, maybe some grilled fish and vegetables, and now your vitamin D and magnesium are circulating through your bloodstream. As you fall asleep, your body begins its repair cycle. Your muscles that were slightly torn during the day's activities start to regenerate. Your bones absorb calcium more efficiently, and your hormones begin to balance. Growth hormone is released in pulses during deep sleep, and vitamin D helps regulate this process, ensuring that your body has the resources it needs to strengthen and rebuild. So while you're sleeping, your body is essentially doing construction work, laying down new muscle fibers, repairing tissues, and strengthening bones, and vitamin D is the foreman keeping everything organized and running smoothly. But the benefits don't stop with your muscles. Vitamin D is also vital for energy production. It supports mitochondrial function, the tiny powerhouses in your cells that create energy. When your vitamin D levels are healthy, your mitochondria work more efficiently, meaning your muscles have more energy during workouts and recover more quickly afterward. That's why people who correct their vitamin D deficiency often notice not just better strength, but also less fatigue and improved mood. Because yes, vitamin D also affects your brain chemistry. It helps regulate serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter that keeps your mood stable and your sleep-wake cycle balanced. So getting enough vitamin D not only makes your muscles stronger, it also helps you feel more positive and motivated to stay consistent with your health routines. What's interesting is how deeply vitamin D connects to hormone health. Low vitamin D levels are associated with reduced testosterone in men and imbalanced estrogen in women, both of which can make it harder to build or maintain muscle mass. These hormones also affect fat distribution, bone density, and even cognitive function. So by maintaining optimal vitamin D levels, you're not just helping your muscles, you're supporting your entire hormonal system, which in turn keeps your metabolism active and your energy steady. It's also worth noting that vitamin D helps manage inflammation, one of the hidden barriers to muscle recovery. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often from poor diet, stress, or lack of sleep, can interfere with muscle repair and make you feel stiff or achy in the morning. Vitamin D helps regulate immune function and reduce that inflammation, making your recovery faster and your movements smoother. When your body isn't constantly battling inflammation, it can focus on rebuilding tissue instead of just repairing damage. Now, one of the best ways to ensure your vitamin D levels stay healthy is to get them tested. Many people assume they're fine because they spend time outdoors, but blood tests often reveal deficiencies even in active adults. If your levels are low, your doctor may recommend a daily or weekly supplement, often around 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D3 depending on your needs. D3 is the preferred form because it's more easily absorbed and stays in the body longer than D2. For best results, take it consistently with a meal containing healthy fats and magnesium-rich foods. Your evening routine is also a perfect time to support your vitamin D system. While sunlight is the best natural source, what you do before bed, like winding down with a nutrient-rich meal, hydrating properly, and managing stress, creates the right environment for your body to process and use those nutrients effectively. Stress hormones like cortisol can interfere with how vitamin D functions, so calming your mind with deep breathing, light stretching, or journaling can make a big difference. The relationship between vitamin D and sleep quality is another powerful reason to prioritize it. Low vitamin D has been linked to insomnia and poor sleep efficiency, while adequate levels support deeper, more restorative rest. That's because vitamin D helps regulate melatonin production, the hormone that tells your body when it's time to sleep. So by improving your vitamin D status, you're not just building muscle, you're upgrading your sleep system, ensuring every minute of rest counts toward recovery. Over time, when your vitamin D levels are balanced, you start to feel the difference everywhere, not just in your workouts but in how you move, how you think, and how you age. Your mornings feel lighter, your joints ache less, and your posture improves because your muscles have the support they need. It's one of those nutrients that touches everything: bones, muscles, energy, mood, and hormones, and when it's working right, your whole body feels. It's not about taking a pill or chasing sunlight. It's about understanding that your body has a natural rhythm, and vitamin D is one of the keys that keeps it running smoothly through every cycle of the day and night. When we think about muscle building, most of us picture weightlifting, protein shakes, and long gym sessions. But what if one of the most important nutrients for muscle growth was something small, invisible, and working silently inside your body while you sleep? That's exactly what vitamin B6 does. It doesn't shout for attention like protein or caffeine, but without it, your muscles can't grow, your energy can't flow, and your body can't repair itself properly after a workout. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is one of the most underrated nutrients when it comes to recovery and muscle maintenance, especially for people over 40. As we age, our metabolism slows, hormones shift, and our body becomes less efficient at using nutrients. That's where B6 steps in. It's like the translator that helps your body understand what to do with all the food and protein you consume. Without it, your diet and your workouts simply can't reach their full potential. Every time you eat protein, your body has to break it down into amino acids and then rebuild those amino acids into muscle tissue. This is called protein metabolism, and vitamin B6 is a key player in that process. Think of it like this. If protein is the building block, B6 is the builder. You can eat all the chicken, eggs, and fish you want, but if your B6 levels are low, your body won't efficiently convert those proteins into the strong, healthy muscle fibers that give you strength and tone. It's a quiet, behind-the-scenes process that most people never think about, but it's absolutely essential, especially if you're trying to preserve or rebuild muscle after 40, when muscle loss or sarcopenia becomes a real challenge. But B6 doesn't just help you build muscle, it helps you recover faster and sleep deeper, two things that are crucial for long-term strength. See, vitamin B6 is needed for the production of neurotransmitters, like serotonin and melatonin. Serotonin keeps your mood stable during the day, reducing stress and anxiety, and melatonin helps you drift into deep restorative sleep at night. And it's during this sleep that your body releases growth hormone, repairs damaged muscle fibers, and strengthens your tissues. When your B6 levels are balanced, this cycle works perfectly. You train, you sleep deeply, and you wake up stronger. But when you're deficient, your sleep quality drops, your stress levels rise, and your recovery slows down, leaving you feeling sore, tense, and fatigued. Now here's where it gets interesting. Vitamin B6 also affects how efficiently your body uses energy. It helps convert carbohydrates into glucose, your body's preferred energy source. So, when your B6 levels are optimal, you have steady energy throughout your workouts and your day. You don't hit those afternoon crashes, and you don't feel drained after exercising. It also helps regulate glycogen storage in your muscles, ensuring that you have enough fuel to power through movement and enough reserves to recover afterward. This is one reason athletes and active adults often have higher needs for B6. Their bodies burn through it faster due to greater metabolic activity. What many people don't realize is that stress can deplete your vitamin B6 stores. Chronic stress triggers the release of cortisol, the stress hormone, and your body uses more B6 to help process and balance that hormone. The more stressed you are, the more B6 you burn through, and the less available it becomes for muscle recovery and sleep regulation. That's why people who live busy, high-pressure lives often feel tired even after sleeping, and their muscles take longer to heal after exercise or even minor strains. If you've ever felt like your workouts don't seem to be paying off, or you're not recovering as quickly as you used to, low B6 could be a big part of the problem. You can start improving your vitamin B6 levels naturally through diet. Some of the best food sources are easy to include in your everyday meals. Chicken breast, turkey, tuna, salmon, bananas, chickpeas, potatoes, and fortified cereals. Even a simple dinner of grilled chicken with roasted potatoes and a banana for dessert can give your body a solid B6 boost. For vegetarians, Foods like chickpeas, sunflower seeds, and nutritional yeast are fantastic sources. The key is consistency. Your body doesn't store large amounts of vitamin B6, so it needs a steady supply each day. If you want to make the most of B6's muscle-building benefits, pair it with a good source of magnesium and zinc, because these minerals work together to support sleep quality, hormone production, and muscle recovery. A dinner that includes foods like salmon, spinach, and nuts is a perfect combination. Another great strategy is to include a small B6-rich snack before bed. Something like a banana with almond butter or a small handful of chickpeas can support melatonin production and help you sleep more soundly, giving your muscles the time they need to rebuild overnight. Beyond nutrition, your lifestyle choices can make or break how well vitamin B6 works for you. For example, alcohol and caffeine can both interfere with B6 absorption, so limiting them, especially in the evening, helps your body use what it has more effectively. Also, the more balanced your sleep-wake cycle, the more efficiently your body can use B6 to regulate hormones and rebuild tissues. Try to go to bed and wake up at consistent times. Your body thrives on rhythm. When your internal clock is aligned, your metabolism, hormone release, and muscle repair follow a natural, powerful pattern. Vitamin B6 also plays a role in balancing hormones beyond serotonin and melatonin. It helps regulate estrogen and testosterone levels. For men, this means better muscle strength, mood, and energy. For women, especially after menopause, it can support metabolism and reduce fatigue. When your hormones are stable, your body holds on to muscle mass more effectively, burns fat more efficiently, and recovers faster from physical stress. That's why optimizing B6 intake can make such a big difference, particularly for people between 40 and 65 who are navigating natural hormonal changes. Let's talk about the connection between vitamin B6, inflammation, and the immune system. After you exercise, inflammation is a normal part of recovery. It's your body's way of healing, but when inflammation stays too high for too long, it slows everything down. Your muscles feel tender, your joints ache, and your energy tanks. Vitamin B6 helps regulate this by supporting the production of anti-inflammatory molecules and maintaining immune balance. It keeps your recovery smooth and helps your muscles heal without that lingering soreness that often discourages people from staying active. Now imagine this. You've had a good workout earlier in the day. Maybe you did some light strength training or yoga. You sit down for dinner and have a meal rich in vitamin B6, some grilled salmon, brown rice, and steamed vegetables. A few hours later, you're in bed, relaxed and ready for sleep. Thanks to the B6 from your meal, your serotonin levels are balanced, your melatonin production kicks in naturally, and you start to drift off into deep sleep. During that deep sleep, your muscles begin to rebuild, your body releases growth hormone, and your cells repair themselves. When morning comes, you wake up feeling refreshed instead of stiff, alert instead of groggy. That's vitamin B6 in action. It's not dramatic, but it's incredibly powerful when used consistently. Over time, maintaining healthy B6 levels can change how your body feels and functions. You'll notice improved mood stability, better focus, and more consistent energy throughout the day. You may even notice your cravings balancing out because serotonin plays a role in appetite control too. Everything in your body starts working more harmoniously when you're giving it the right tools, and B6 is one of those tools that keeps the machine running smoothly from the inside out. Supplementing can also help if your diet isn't giving you enough, but always choose high-quality options and take them with food for best absorption. Many B-complex vitamins include B6, along with other supportive nutrients like B12 and folate, which together enhance energy production and repair. Just be mindful of dosage. Too much B6 from supplements over long periods can cause nerve issues, so stick with recommended daily amounts unless guided by a healthcare provider. In essence, vitamin B6 supports nearly every process your muscles rely on to grow stronger: metabolism, hormone balance, sleep, and recovery. It's like the glue holding your body's repair system together. When you make sure you're getting enough through food, hydration, and consistent rest, you're not just supporting muscle, you're supporting your entire system of renewal. It's one of those nutrients that works quietly, but transforms everything, allowing you to train smarter, recover faster, and wake up each day with more energy, more focus, and more strength than the day before. Exercise is often seen as something we do to burn calories or lose weight, but the truth is, movement is the spark that tells your body to stay alive, strong, and capable. Especially after 40, exercise becomes less about shaping your body and more about preserving your vitality, keeping your metabolism active, and sending your muscles a clear message. We still need you. Every time you move, you're reminding your body that muscle is essential. Without that signal, your body begins to downsize muscle mass naturally through a process called sarcopenia. It happens slowly, but the results are noticeable. You feel weaker, your energy dips, your balance changes, and daily tasks start to feel heavier. The good news is you can reverse much of this through intentional, consistent exercise, and when you combine it with good nutrition, hydration, and sleep, your body begins to respond in incredible ways. You don't need to train like an athlete, you just need to move with purpose and consistency. When you work out, you create microscopic tears in your muscles. That might sound bad, but it's actually the trigger your body needs to grow stronger. During rest, especially while you sleep, your body repairs these small tears, making the muscles thicker and more resilient. It's a natural process of stress and recovery, like a tide that comes and goes, leaving you a little stronger each time. What matters most isn't how hard you push in one workout, but how consistently you challenge your muscles over time. Even simple movements like bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, or walking uphill can activate muscle fibers and signal your body to rebuild. For people between 40 and 65, this consistency is everything. You don't have to lift heavy weights. Even light resistance bands or water bottles can do the job. What your body needs most is the reminder that it's still capable of strength and endurance. The type of exercise you do at this stage of life should support your recovery as much as your effort. Mixing resistance training with flexibility and mobility work keeps your body balanced. Strength training builds and preserves muscle, while stretching and mobility movements keep your joints healthy and your posture aligned. Walking, swimming, yoga, or Pilates can all play a role in creating a well-rounded routine that doesn't exhaust you but instead energizes you. The mistake many people make after 40 is assuming that more intensity equals better results. In reality, recovery becomes just as important as effort. When you train too hard without enough rest, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which actually breaks down muscle instead of building it. That's why finding the sweet spot between challenge and recovery is key. Exercise enough to feel your muscles working, but always leave energy in the tank to recover and rebuild overnight. Your pre- and post-workout nutrition also matter more than most people realize. If exercise is the trigger, food is the builder. After your workouts, your muscles are like sponges. They're primed to absorb nutrients and repair themselves. That's why having a protein-rich meal or snack after exercise helps speed recovery. It doesn't need to be complicated. A piece of grilled chicken, a boiled egg, or a smoothie with protein powder and fruit can make a big difference. Pairing protein with carbohydrates helps restore glycogen, your muscle's energy storage system, so you're ready for your next workout. When your muscles are well fed, they recover faster, and that's when growth happens, while you rest, not while you lift. Hydration is another often overlooked piece of the muscle puzzle. Muscles are made up of about 75% water, and even mild dehydration can make you feel weak, tired, and sore. Water is what carries nutrients into your cells and flushes waste out. When you're dehydrated, your muscles don't contract as efficiently, your recovery slows, and you may experience cramps or stiffness. So staying hydrated throughout the day isn't just about avoiding thirst. It's about keeping your muscles flexible, strong, and ready to rebuild. Electrolytes such as magnesium, potassium, and sodium are also essential because they help your muscles fire correctly and maintain fluid balance. Drinking plain water is great, but adding a pinch of sea salt or drinking coconut water after a workout can help replenish what you've lost through sweat and support better muscle recovery. Sleep is when all your hard work pays off. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which is responsible for muscle repair and tissue regeneration. When your sleep quality is poor or inconsistent, your body can't release enough of this hormone, and your recovery suffers. That's why creating a calm, relaxing bedtime routine is as important as your workout routine. Avoid screens before bed, keep your room cool and dark, and do gentle stretches to release tension. If you wake up sore or stiff, it's a sign your muscles didn't fully recover, which often traces back to poor sleep or insufficient nutrition. When you prioritize rest, your body rewards you with more energy, better strength, and a clearer mind. Exercise also influences your hormones, especially as you age. For both men and women, resistance training and movement help balance testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone levels, all of which are key for maintaining muscle mass and bone density. When these hormones decline with age, the body starts storing more fat and losing lean tissue, but regular exercise reverses that trend. Even 2 or 3 strength-focused sessions per week can make a noticeable difference. Your metabolism improves, your posture strengthens, and your body composition shifts toward more muscle and less fat. And when you pair that with a positive mindset and consistent effort, the results compound over time. Speaking of mindset, your mental approach to exercise changes everything. Many people see working out as punishment for overeating or a chore they have to get through. But when you shift your mindset to seeing exercise as a form of nourishment, a way to feed your body strength and energy, it becomes something you look forward to instead of something you dread. Movement should feel like a celebration of what your body can do, not a reminder of what it can't. Every workout, every stretch, every walk around the block is a message to your body that you're choosing vitality, not decline. Posture is another key piece that ties into exercise, especially for muscle function and strength. As we age, our posture tends to weaken due to long hours of sitting, tight hips, and weak cores. This doesn't just affect how we look, it affects how efficiently our muscles work. Poor posture puts unnecessary strain on certain muscles while allowing others to weaken, creating imbalances that lead to pain and stiffness. Simple posture exercises, like wall angels, planks, or chest-opening stretches, can restore balance and help your muscles engage properly during workouts. When your alignment improves, your breathing deepens, your core activates naturally, and your movements become more efficient. Stress management also plays a huge role in how well your exercise routine supports muscle growth. When stress stays high, your body releases cortisol, which, as mentioned earlier, breaks down muscle tissue and increases fat storage. It's the body's way of protecting itself, but when it's constant, it blocks progress. Exercise helps reduce stress by releasing endorphins, your body's natural mood boosters, but you have to avoid overtraining, which can have the opposite effect. Balance intense workouts with slower restorative activities like walking outdoors, stretching, or yoga. These not only relax your mind but also promote better blood flow and faster muscle repair. Nutrition, hydration, sleep, and mindset are the invisible forces that determine whether your workouts actually lead to growth. You can't separate one from the other. They all work together like a symphony. If you exercise regularly but don't sleep enough, your progress stalls. If you eat well but never challenge your muscles, they'll still weaken. If you hydrate but stay constantly stressed, recovery slows. The key is balance. Start where you are, listen to your body, and aim for consistency rather than perfection. Even light movement on days when you're tired, like stretching, walking, or doing a few gentle yoga poses, keeps your circulation active and your recovery smooth. It's not about doing more, it's about doing enough to keep your body in motion. And as you maintain that rhythm day after day, your muscles, joints, and energy all respond. You start sleeping better, feeling stronger, and waking up more refreshed. Your confidence grows, not just because you're building muscle, but because you're rebuilding trust in your body's ability to adapt and thrive. Over time, exercise becomes something deeper than just physical movement. It becomes a daily reminder that your body is still capable of change. Every rep, every step, every breath reinforces the message that strength isn't lost with age, it's renewed with attention. When you pair that physical effort with proper vitamins, hydration, sleep, and care, you transform your nights into recovery labs and your mornings into proof that progress is still possible. Your muscles don't just grow when you move, they grow when you rest, when you eat right, when you breathe deeply, and when you treat your body with the respect it deserves. Exercise is simply the invitation for all those systems to come alive again. Sleep is the silent architect of strength. It's the one time when your body stops performing for the outside world and starts working for you. While you rest, your cells repair, your hormones rebalance, and your muscles rebuild from the day's stress. Many people underestimate just how powerful sleep is when it comes to building muscle, staying lean, and keeping energy levels high. You can eat perfectly, exercise consistently, and take all the right supplements, but if your sleep is poor, your progress stalls. The truth is, your body doesn't grow during your workouts. It grows during your rest, and the deeper your sleep, the more efficient that growth becomes. Especially after 40, when natural hormone production starts to slow down, quality sleep becomes the most critical recovery tool you have. During those hours of rest, your body releases growth hormone and testosterone, two key players in muscle repair and tissue regeneration. Without enough of them, your body struggles to maintain strength and vitality. Every stage of sleep has a purpose, but deep sleep is where the real rebuilding happens. This is the phase where your breathing slows, your blood pressure drops, and your muscles receive more oxygen and nutrients. Growth hormone levels peak here, stimulating protein synthesis and helping repair the micro-tears created during exercise. If you're not getting enough deep sleep, your muscles remain in a half-repaired state, leaving you sore, fatigued, and weaker over time. You might feel like you're working hard, but not seeing results. And often the problem isn't your effort, it's your recovery. That's why improving sleep quality can completely change how your body feels, looks, and performs. One of the biggest obstacles to good sleep is modern lifestyle habits. Late-night screen time, constant mental stimulation, caffeine, and stress all keep your nervous system on high alert. Your body can't enter deep sleep when it still thinks it's daytime. The blue light from phones and TVs suppresses melatonin, the hormone that signals your brain that it's time to wind down. Without enough melatonin, you toss and turn, or you fall asleep only to wake up several times during the night. To fix this, create a nightly ritual that tells your body it's safe to relax. Dim the lights an hour before bed, avoid screens, and instead do something calming. Read, stretch, or listen to soft music. These small cues tell your nervous system to shift from fight or flight mode to rest and repair mode. What you eat and drink before bed can also make a big difference in your sleep quality. Heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol can interfere with your body's ability to reach deep sleep. But certain foods can actually help you sleep better while supporting muscle recovery. A light snack that includes complex carbohydrates and a bit of protein, like oatmeal, with banana slices, a small yogurt, or a glass of warm milk, can boost serotonin and melatonin production naturally. These hormones help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. If you're someone who wakes up in the middle of the night hungry or restless, it might be a sign that your blood sugar is dropping. Including a small balanced evening snack helps keep your energy stable and supports continuous muscle repair throughout the night. Hydration also plays a subtle but important role. If you go to bed dehydrated, your muscles may cramp or your heart rate may stay slightly elevated, preventing you from reaching deep rest. On the other hand, drinking too much right before bed can disrupt your sleep with frequent trips to the bathroom. The key is balance. Stay hydrated throughout the day and have your last glass of water about an hour before you sleep. Adding a pinch of sea salt or electrolytes can help your body retain water properly and prevent nighttime dehydration, which is more common than most people realize, especially in warmer climates or after exercise. Stress management is another pillar of deep sleep. When you go to bed anxious, your brain stays active, even if your eyes are closed. Cortisol, the stress hormone, rises, and that prevents your body from releasing growth hormone efficiently. You might sleep, but your rest is shallow and non-restorative. To counter this, build a pre-sleep routine that calms your nervous system. Simple practices like deep breathing, meditation, or writing down your thoughts can help clear mental clutter. Taking a few minutes to focus on gratitude or visualize positive outcomes also reduces cortisol and prepares your mind for peace. The more relaxed your mind is before bed, the faster your body can shift into recovery mode once you fall asleep. Temperature and environment matter too. Your body naturally lowers its temperature at night to signal sleep. If your room is too warm, that process is disrupted, making it harder to enter deep sleep. Keeping your bedroom cool, around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, can significantly improve your sleep quality. Darkness is another key element. Even small amounts of light can interfere with melatonin production, so use blackout curtains or wear a sleep mask. Make sure your bed is comfortable and supportive. Your muscles should be able to fully relax without tension or pressure. Hormones and sleep are deeply intertwined. For men, lack of sleep lowers testosterone, which directly affects muscle mass, energy, and motivation. For women, poor sleep disrupts estrogen balance, which can lead to fatigue, mood swings, and slower metabolism. Getting consistent deep sleep helps regulate these hormones naturally, creating a stable internal environment where your body can repair, rebuild, and stay strong. This is why people who start sleeping better often notice improvements in muscle tone, skin texture, and even mental clarity within just a few weeks. Another often overlooked benefit of good sleep is how it affects your appetite and metabolism. When you're sleep deprived, your body produces more ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and less leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full. This imbalance leads to overeating, especially cravings for sugar and processed carbs, which can sabotage your fitness goals. Deep, consistent sleep keeps these hormones balanced, helping you make better food choices naturally. You wake up with more energy, fewer cravings, and a body that's ready to move instead of one that feels sluggish and slow. Your mindset about sleep also matters. Many people treat sleep like a luxury instead of a necessity, but for your body it's as important as nutrition or exercise. Think of sleep as the foundation of your strength, the thing that holds everything else together. When you respect your body's need for rest, you actually get more done during the day. Your workouts feel easier, your focus sharpens, and your mood improves. Over time, consistent sleep creates consistency in your entire lifestyle. You eat better, you recover faster, and you start each day with a sense of clarity and purpose. The connection between sleep and skin health is another powerful reflection of what's happening inside your body. During sleep, your body boosts collagen production, repairs damaged cells, and increases blood flow to the skin. That's why good sleep gives you that healthy morning glow. It's not just rest, it's renewal. When you don't sleep well, the opposite happens. Inflammation increases, collagen breaks down faster, and your skin starts to look dull and tired. So by improving your sleep, you're not just building stronger muscles, you're also maintaining youthful, resilient skin, because both processes rely on the same internal repair systems. Another aspect to consider is the timing of your sleep. Your body's internal clock, or circadian rhythm, thrives on consistency. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends, helps regulate your hormones, digestion, and energy levels. Irregular sleep patterns confuse your body, making it harder to release the right hormones at the right times. Try to establish a consistent bedtime that allows for 7 to 8 hours of rest. When your sleep schedule becomes predictable, your body begins to anticipate rest, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up refreshed. Finally, combining all of this, your exercise, your nutrition, your vitamins, and your sleep routine, creates a cycle of regeneration. that allows your body to grow stronger naturally. You exercise to stimulate growth, you nourish your body with the right nutrients, and then you sleep to lock in those gains. The beauty of this process is that it doesn't require extreme effort, just awareness and consistency. When you start treating sleep as an active part of your muscle building and recovery plan, your body begins to respond in ways that surprise you. You don't just wake up rested, you wake up more powerful, more focused, and more in tune with your body's rhythm. Every night becomes a chance to rebuild, and every morning becomes proof that rest is not the opposite of growth, it's the engine that fuels it. Mindset is the hidden muscle behind every physical transformation. You can take the best supplements, eat all the right foods, and follow the most effective workout plan, but if your mind isn't aligned with your goals, progress becomes inconsistent and fleeting. The truth is, your thoughts and beliefs shape your physiology in ways that science is only beginning to understand. When you believe that your body is capable of healing, growing, and getting stronger even as you age, you set off a cascade of changes inside your brain and hormones that support that belief. The opposite is also true. If you constantly think you're too old, too tired, or too late to make progress, your body listens to that message and limits your potential. Every single cell in your body responds to the messages your mind sends it. That's why building a stronger mindset is just as important as building stronger muscles. For people in their 40s, 50s, and beyond, mindset plays an even greater role because your body doesn't bounce back as quickly as it used to. But that doesn't mean it can't. It just means you need to work with your body, not against it. A strong mindset starts with understanding that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean refinement. You've learned what works for you, what doesn't, and what truly matters. This awareness gives you an edge that most younger people don't have. You can train smarter, rest deeper, and eat with purpose. When you combine wisdom with consistency, your results compound faster than you might expect. One of the biggest mindset traps people fall into is perfectionism. They think they need the perfect diet, the perfect routine, or the perfect motivation to start making changes. But perfection is the enemy of progress. The people who make the most lasting transformations are not the ones who do everything perfectly. They're the ones who do the small things consistently. A 10-minute walk, a few stretches, a better breakfast choice, an extra hour of sleep. These simple habits, repeated daily, create powerful momentum. Every time you make a small positive choice, you reinforce the belief that you are in control of your health. And over time, those small wins reshape your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who's trying to get healthier and start seeing yourself as someone who already lives that way. Motivation fades, but identity lasts. That's why mindset isn't about pumping yourself up with temporary enthusiasm. It's about shifting how you see yourself. When you say to yourself, I'm someone who moves every day, I'm someone who takes care of my body, or I'm someone who grows stronger with age, you start to act in alignment with those truths. The more you repeat them, the more your subconscious accepts them as your new reality. Your brain begins to look for opportunities to prove that identity right. That's why affirmations, gratitude practices, and self-talk aren't just feel-good exercises. They're tools for rewiring your nervous system to support your goals. Stress and negative thinking, on the other hand, weaken your body's resilience. Chronic stress keeps your cortisol levels high, which can break down muscle tissue, slow metabolism, and reduce recovery. It's not just mental, it's biochemical. When you live in a constant state of pressure or worry, your body shifts into survival mode instead of growth mode. You can't build strength in survival mode. That's why stress management is not just about mental peace. It's a key part of physical transformation. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, journaling, or simply spending time in nature activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps your body recover and build muscle more efficiently. Another crucial mindset shift is learning patience. We live in a world that glorifies quick results, but your body works on its own timeline. You can't rush recovery, hormone balance, or muscle growth, especially after 40. But what you can do is stay consistent long enough to let your body respond. Every workout, every meal, every good night's sleep plants a seed. You might not see the results immediately, but beneath the surface, your body is changing. Your mitochondria are multiplying, your muscles are repairing, your hormones are stabilizing. If you can stay patient and trust the process, those small changes will eventually become visible and lasting. Visualization is another powerful tool for building a strong mindset. Your brain doesn't distinguish much between imagined and real experiences. When you visualize yourself waking up energized, lifting stronger, or feeling more confident, your brain begins to form the same neural pathways as if you were already living that reality. This mental rehearsal makes your goals feel familiar, which makes your body more likely to follow through. Athletes, performers, and even surgeons use visualization to enhance performance because it conditions the mind to expect success. Spending just a few minutes each day picturing yourself healthy, active, and vibrant can change how you approach your habits and how your body responds to them. Mindset also means redefining what strength means to you. It's not just about lifting heavy weights or having a certain body type. True strength is about energy, resilience, and confidence. It's about being able to move through your day with ease, to play with your grandkids, to carry your groceries without pain, and to feel alive in your body. When you focus on function instead of appearance, the journey becomes much more rewarding. You start to enjoy the process rather than chasing an image. And ironically, when you focus on feeling strong, the physical results follow naturally. Another layer of mindset that often goes unnoticed is forgiveness. Especially toward yourself. So many people carry guilt or regret over how they treated their bodies in the past. Maybe they didn't exercise enough, ate poorly, or ignored their health for years. But holding on to that guilt only drains your energy and keeps you stuck. The moment you forgive yourself, you free up the mental space to create something new. You can't change the past, but you can absolutely rewrite the future, and every decision you make from this moment forward is a chance to do that. Community and environment also shape your mindset. If you surround yourself with people who constantly complain about aging, who see it as a decline, that energy rubs off on you. But if you spend time with people who embrace growth, who see every decade as a new opportunity to thrive, you start to absorb that optimism. You don't have to completely change your circle overnight. Just find one or two people who inspire you, who remind you that strength and health are still possible. Sometimes watching someone your age or older thrive physically is enough to reignite your own belief. It's also important to recognize that mindset is not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is easy. It's about acknowledging difficulties but choosing to respond with resilience. Everyone faces setbacks, injuries, fatigue, stress, or self-doubt, but your ability to bounce back from them defines your long-term success. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" shift the question to, "What is this teaching me?" Every obstacle can be fuel for growth if you choose to see it that way. This kind of mental flexibility keeps you grounded and adaptable no matter what life throws your way. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, and mindset all feed into each other. When you sleep well, your mind is clearer and your mood improves. When your mindset is strong, you're more likely to make good food choices and stay consistent with exercise. When your body feels strong, your confidence grows, reinforcing a positive mental cycle. The challenge for most people isn't that they lack motivation, it's that they underestimate how interconnected all these areas are. Building a strong mindset gives you the perspective to see that health is not about one perfect habit, but about the harmony between all of them. The most empowering realization you can have is that it's never too late to change. Your brain remains adaptable throughout your entire life. You can create new neural connections, strengthen new habits, and change old patterns at any age. Every single day, you have the power to rewrite how you think, feel, and act toward your body. It doesn't matter how slow the progress feels. What matters is that you never stop believing in your potential. Because when your mindset shifts, your energy shifts, and when your energy shifts, your entire life begins to move in a new direction.